hello. Bruce again. What do we have here? What is the gut biome? Microbiome, I should say. And that's what I'm going to sort of cover today a little bit. Let me just pause it here for a second. I'm really pretty much into this stuff. The microbiome, well, as you can see right here, we harbor trillions of microbes right in our microbiome. Okay, right in your gut. 100 times more microbial genes than human genes. Okay, so with their own DNA and what have you. All right, so that said, you have to be concerned about what you eat and the fact that doctors do not even tell you about this stuff, or typically they don't. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, we're playing Russian roulette when we eat the food that we eat, and pretty much a very, very large percentage of people that are extremely sick, had they eaten differently, they wouldn't be, either extremely sick or even dying from whatever, food-related illness. Because it's all, cancers are all, for the most part, heart disease, brain diseases, all these things, diabetes, all these things are very, very much related to how you eat. So I put a little, what I had done to sort of help my cause in that department. And when it comes to the gut biome, I'm gonna give you this guy right here. It's like an hour and a half long, but he's actually the one who's doing this narration here. Before I'm done, I'll put you on that, because I think I haven't even seen this one. I know my whole philosophy is just eat right. Don't eat the bad stuff. Eat the good stuff, and eat some fermented foods, and that should help. Like kefir and even kombucha, kimchi. So those 3 Ks right there, those are good 3 Ks. America with the 3 Ks, the other is the opposite of that. But yeah, so your sauerkrauts, anything fermented helps your gut biome, and just good foods. And the main thing that really helps your gut biome, which is in your second, first stop is your smaller intestines, then your large intestines, where the gut biome is located. Fiber, super crucial. Because fiber survives going through the small intestines, doesn't get broken down, and that's what the gut biome eats. Okay, so that's the general thing of it. Now, your immune system is all related to a good good gut biome, and super, super crucial. So you don't really want to go, unless you're eating a really, really bad diet like I used to, and I had, colonoscopies, several of them, and I was precancerous on the last one, or second to last colonoscopy I had. They had took it out, snipped it out, and had a ton of polyps. And it's at that point where I decided to become a vegetarian back in the day, and that actually helped. Next colonoscopy I did, that had dramatically gotten better. I had to do one 6 months later. I was supposed to do 6 months every 6 months for the rest of my life, colonoscopies. And I was like, really? And when I asked the doctor, the intestinal guy, GI guy, is there something to do with food or how I'm eating? It's like no answer, no instruction, no nothing. So it's sort of, you're on your own. Same with doctors. They're not gonna give you good advice nutritionally. You have to take that burden on your own, and you got to make changes, man. You got to food wise, if you want to, be not be living in hospitals and having diseases and all this sort of stuff. I mean, breast cancer for the most part is nutritional. If you eat well and you're really conscientious about how you eat, do proper supplements, and obviously exercise is always a good thing. Is, you know, I don't do a ton of exercise, but it's more important how you just eat and eat rationally, eat, you know, with thought. And yeah, eating is important. Eat the right things, you'll feel good. Yeah, you'll just feel good, man. You'll feel good. That's why I have the Good Mood Diet site. So, and you know, if you do the right thing, you'll actually feel better. You'll notice your blood pressure will get back to where it's supposed to be. And just your mood will improve. That's the thing I think I notice most about just changing my way I eat to help my organs and help my gut biome and help my mitochondria. So the mitochondria is a whole nother thing. That's like 30% of your body weight's mitochondria, just so you know. And both like your microbiome and your mitochondria, they're organized, you know, organisms and microbes, what have you. Well, microbes in the case of your gut biome. But there's a ton of variety in there. There's viruses. I mean, you think, oh, microbes. You know, there's fungi. There's, you know, bacteria. There's all sorts of stuff in there, and some of it's good guys and some of it's bad guys. And you want to try to help the good guys because they'll take care of the bad guys. So if you get your microbiome in order, you'll never need another colonoscopy. Like, I'm never going to have another colonoscopy because I don't want to mess up with my microbiome. But I eat right now. I know my microbiome's in good shape. I don't need a colonoscopy to confirm that. And I know how I feel. And I also know, you know, we all go to the bathroom every here and there. So you can tell if you're fine-tuned that, you know, things are going right and you become more in tune with your body, you know, including, you know, how you expel food. So, yeah, the whole thing is blood pressure tells a lot too. I mean, you know, my blood pressure is way, way back down to where it should be. And my weight, you know, your body style is going to be what it is. If you're a bear, you're a bear, right? And if you look like a thin bear, you're going to look like unhealthy. You're going to look like Al Roker. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know who he is, but he lost a lot of weight. And he just looks, you know, he's a guy that looked better when he had some weight on him. You know what I mean? But he always, you know, he lost a lot of weight, thinking that's a great thing. And maybe, I don't know, doesn't show on his face as a good thing. So I don't think you should worry about the weight so much. I've lost weight. You know, I'm definitely like 20 pounds lighter than I used to be. But that's a good thing, obviously. But I'm not going to, you know, fool myself and try to get down 20% more. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. So, yeah, I'm all about food, eating right, and researching. So this is sort of about like, go online and find out everything even I mentioned. Go like look at the various supplements I showed in a previous video and see for yourself, you know. But I can say with all my supplements, and I'll repeat it again, I'm a firm believer that you should be doing some supplements. Everybody. Like, it's like no-brainer, Bill. Skip the pharma stuff, all right? I don't do anything pharma. Nothing. I don't do an aspirin. I don't do cold medicine. I don't do anything because I don't need to. Because if you eat right, your immune system gets a lot stronger, and your gut biome is what's responsible for that. All right, so that's what you have. We are like avatars because our whole body is run by our microbiomes and our mitochondria, and you know, we're almost like an afterthought. Our our brain is all interacted. This is the vagus nerve that's between your stomach and it's the biggest nerve in your body. It goes directly to your brain, vagus nerve, something like that. And it's the biggest nerve by far and away. You know, so when you think of like mood, you know how you know, it's related to if you're stressful, you're in a bad mood, or whatever. That's all, and your stomach starts grumbling, you know. So it's totally 1,000,000% directly related to how you feel. All right, so it's super important. I can't overemphasize how important it is, the microbiome, to have that be a good thing working for you as opposed to against you. You eat a typical Western diet and you're saying to your microbiome. And then like I was, that's why I had precancerous polyps. And if I hadn't had a colonoscopy, I'm not talking to you right now. I'd be dead a long time ago. I would have had intestinal cancer or whatever, colon cancer. So I was right knocking on that door. And, thankfully I did have a colonoscopy back in those days, but we eat like crap, right? That's our whole society is just garbage in and garbage out. Okay, so, you got to break that. And everybody around me still eats like crap. So you're going to be like the, pariah, all right? If you eat well, oh no, I don't want to have 3 pieces of chocolate cake tonight. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? Like you gotta, like we are very, very bread sort of culture, whether it be breads via donuts or Pop-Tarts or Pop-Tarts are like toxic. I used to love them, man. But any bread, loaf of bread. They all have seed oils in for starters. You don't want seed oils. And just bread itself, it's not good for your microbiome. I don't have to go any further than that, right? So you don't want to eat bread, period, of any sort, if you want to, treat your gut biome with respect. And so that said, you can break the rules a little bit. You know what I mean? I do. I think I mentioned in previous, and I sometimes buy it's like kind of a treat, like not every time I go shopping, but maybe every third or fourth time I might get a bagel, or I might get one of those little French bread, kind of crusty stuff, and and then I'm not pile driving that right down, I stretch that over, even the bagel, I'll thin it slice, and then I'll have it over several days, and same thing with the other thing, and it's a treat, and I'm eating healthy, everything beside it, so it's like, it's not like, I'm eating bad for days on end. But I know I'm eating them. I know it's not good for you, but it ain't the worst in the world if it's that minimal amount. You know what I mean? It might even have some benefits from the standpoint of sort of, especially if you're doing better breads. If you can find something that isn't made with seed oil, and your sourdough bread's probably a better choice. Like I said, I just keep it down to a minimum amount. It doesn't matter in the bread if you're just not doing a whole lot of it. You know what I mean? And then, when I mean not a whole lot of it, I mean like 1% of what you used to, maybe. You know what I mean? So same thing with like alcohol. I'll go out and have a couple of drinks with my friends or something. But generally speaking, at home, I never drink anymore. Which is just it's sort of like not in taking your foot off the gas pedal. No, you're really hitting the brakes. You know what I mean? And so a little bit fine. Like I break the rules on Thanksgiving, for example, all rules. Thanksgiving, okay, if I'm with my family, whatever, I'll eat like I used to. But I'm such a pariah. I don't even really hang out with the family too much because I don't want to eat like they do. I don't want to be exposed to all the stuff that I used to. There's a lot of stuff that I just don't eat, and so even when I do Thanksgiving, sometimes I just buy myself a little turkey thing and just because I like that Thanksgiving meal. So, but that's a case of like exception, not the rule. You know what I mean? So. Generally speaking, I just eat with thought. Okay? I can keep saying that 5 million times. If you eat with thought, then you won't get type 2 diabetes. And that's that's one of the main things that you see first. You end up with cancer later, or pancreatic cancer, liver cancer, any of those things are all related to food. Certainly colon cancer, obviously. Breast cancer, believe it or not, 90% chances if you just eat the way I did, these are supplements from out of the starting gate, you would never had it, all right? Brain cancer as well. So, and again, supplements, not to keep pushing home the point, there's like 10 supplements everybody should be doing on a regular basis, maybe even more. So research out supplements, and you might start with the ones that I do, because I've done a lot of research already. Anyways, that's about it. You should really try to focus on just stopping what you're doing right now, food-wise. If you're overweight, if you're not feeling good, if you have all the signs of pre-type 2 diabetes, you can go down that road. You can end up with, having to see doctors for all, from here on out, taking all the stupid pills that they want to shove down your throat to sort of solve the problems that diet would solve, like this sort of what's it called, Obscentric or whatever it is, those dietary things that you don't have to change how you eat. You can just go ahead and say Ozempic and all the other ones like that. Totally bad for you. If you guys doing that, man, you want to get off that shit and just start eating right. Yeah, it's the society we live in. I mean, it's still pushing, all your soft drinks every time you turn on TV. There's a can of Coke laying around or whatever. And, fast food commercials up the yazoo and, So I'm going to go back, end it on this. The things you don't want to eat, okay? Because it's as much about what you don't eat as what you do eat. Obviously, processed foods across the board. They're all laced with seed oils. They all have corn fructose or whatever. It's a sugar, the corn sugar that you don't want. And you don't want sugar in general, all right? If you're going to have sugar, then have a little honey, But you want to keep that on to a minimum. Honey's good though. It has some obviously some good points to it. So especially a good wild honey can help your immune system even. So yeah, but I don't do a lot of honey. I don't do practically any honey. I don't do much sugar thing anymore. I just sort of cut it out. So sugar, no. Flour, no. Just flours, all flours. I don't care if it's coconut flour. Yeah, you just don't want to, because you're combining that in a way to make, say, bread or cake, and those just have sugar in it 9 times out of 10, which you don't want. And then, oftentimes you have, people still use vegetable oils or shortening. Oh my God. Yeah, you don't want any of that stuff. That's for machines, okay, to lubricate machines. All your vegetable oils. Back in the day, back in the 1800s, that's all it was used for. They never ate it. So, used to, that was the oil they used to use on wagon wheels and stuff. They wasn't using petroleum until we discovered it coming out of the ground. So, yeah. Yeah, eat like you. Stay out of the hospitals if you do. Don't you want to stay out of the hospitals? Then you don't really have to worry about if your insurance, if big insurance companies yank it when you need it most. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the best idea is just, if you're not already doing it, what did I finish off? I said seed oils. You don't want to eat seed oils, sugar, flour, processed foods, alcohol. I mean, just those are the main things. There's probably other things I'm not thinking of right now. You don't want to eat plastic bags. You don't want to eat, wood chips. They're probably better for you than half the food you eat, though. All right.